What's up, everyone? Riley Jack Design here with another Tuesday. Let me see if I can update the list up top. I think it is wrong. There we go. Now we're good to go. Great, grand, wonderful. Welcome. If you saw me chit-chatting on Twitter, we're going to make a Myles Garrett graphic. And apparently he really likes dinosaurs. So we're going to do something with Myles Garrett and a dinosaur. Now, I don't have anything fleshed out other than I downloaded a dinosaur from Envato, and here's a photo of Myles Garrett that we're going to put in front of him. So I got a general composition going on. So we're going to see what happens. What's up, Carl? Thank you for joining me for the short time you can. Pretty much really what I'm going to do real quick is I had a decent amount of work I needed to get done today, so I didn't have time to prep as much as I usually do. But that'll just make for a more interesting stream. If you haven't been here before, you can see some things I do that I usually do ahead of time. Editing photos and clipping them out, essentially. Oh yeah, sleep is important. You can always catch up tomorrow. I'm happy you came to see a little bit of this live. So basically, I have this photo here of Myles Garrett flexing, which is a really cool photo. I'm going to use this and then a photo of a dinosaur, or a 3D image of a dinosaur I pulled from Envato. So we're going to use that. And I thought, I really want to make this look nice because I think it's a cool concept. So I toyed with the idea in my mind of making this not a 1 week design. Maybe we do this design this week and then we continue it next week just to really flesh it out and make it look nice. But we'll see where we get in an hour and a half. And see what you guys think. If you guys think, we stretch it out, because you can only do so much in 90 minutes. So having something where I give myself 3 hours to work on it, we do a two-parter, might be cool. And it's for the Cleveland Browns, so, all the Cleveland Browns fans would appreciate that. And then, I can post it for Halloween or something like that. So the composition I've got pretty sound. So let me just cut this guy out real quick. Now, these settings were real weird for me earlier when I was cutting something else out. I don't know why. All right. So we're using the quick select to get a general selection, and then we're just going to go in here and we're going to tweak anything we think needs to be tweaked. I'm tilting my head like a crazy person to verify. This is all good. This is all good. Let it load. This is good. Down here, yeah. So his shoe's cut off. So that of course is a problem. So we're going to have to fix that. We'll figure that out. I can find someone else's shoe. I can probably just cover it up. We'll figure out what we want to do once we have the composition set. Because basically he's going to be in the same composition as a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So maybe we have another dinosaur that sort of covers his foot. Or a rock. We'll see. We'll just put a happy little tree there. We'll try to limit how many happy little trees we have for this document, as Pam would for the mural in the Dunder Mifflin office. How's everybody's Tuesday been? Everybody have a good weekend? Anything fun happen? I did a nice Photoshop workshop at the University of Dayton yesterday for one of my teachers. That was fun. Taught them all about smart objects and displacement maps.
Displacement map.
I wish I would have had that up. That would have been funny. Would have been more exciting for them, I'm sure. But I pretty much just talked for 3 hours, 4 hours about Photoshop. So I'm glad that I have a voice to chat with you guys today, because I talked for a very long time. But I talked to them about displacement maps. Told them I've got some extra videos on it if you want to watch it. And explained to them blend if, blending modes, basic things like that. San Diego sounds fun. I do a lot of work for people in San Diego. One of those places I should probably eventually visit. Maybe go say hi. Drop in. So we're just cutting this out real quick, and I'm doing it kind of quickly. We're not going to have I have some other photos cut out, so I do have some photos ready to rock, but then we got on this sort of dinosaur kick because of Go On Volt. He's a Browns fan. And honestly I wanted to do something Browns related. Like I was gonna do a Nick Chubb graphic just because, but like the Browns are pretty good this year, so I figured that I go ahead and make a Browns graphic. So when Myles Garrett was suggested, I said, yeah, it's a good idea. And then he led me to the information that Myles Garrett loves dinosaurs. So I was chatting with him in my DMs about things Myles Garrett has posted with dinosaurs. So this should be fun. So we're going to think of this as like a Jurassic Park movie poster sort of thing. Similar styling. Should have some decent lighting in it, theoretically. So we'll see what happens. See where we get with the design. Austin Eckler design's a good idea. I don't think I've done anything Chargers related. I'm working on some stuff for Thursday Night Football, so that's Rams related, but not Chargers. But the colors are pretty close. Okay, I think it was already over here. No, it wasn't over here. Okay. Like this. So, I'm just faking the funk with this brush tool, just making sure these lines are somewhat smooth so his arm looks normal. You go up in here in the glove, which is really weird. I think we're almost done, though. So all in all, this didn't take terribly long. A lot better than the 45 minutes I spent cutting out that tennis player for that pen tool stream. But it's just what I'm used to and what I work with easily. So there we go, Myles Garrett. Okay, so we've got this. Let's just do some general quick edits to it. I also show them what actions were. So I'm just going to use my general action. It's going to do some stuff. Going to mess with the colors. Going to add a bunch of contrast. I'm actually going to duplicate the top layer and set it to color. Hop into camera raw because it's too dark because these settings are too intense. Let's do 20, negative 20. Let's do like 35, 0. Let's just do 0 for fun. Let's dehaze like negative 15 and then bump the clarity up a bunch and see what that looks like. And then add a little bit of contrast and dumb down. Maybe increase the shadows. I don't know. I'm just hitting buttons, seeing what happens. Doesn't look too bad. I want to add an adjustment layer with selective color because we want to boost those oranges. So we're going to add black and take away cyan. Same thing with the yellow. We're going to take away cyan and add black. It's really boosting the orange. This is before and after. So you can really see it's crazy boosted. Let's brighten this up just a little bit. Mainly in the dark areas and not make him look metallic. Maybe, I don't know if we can do that or not actually. Might not be able to do this. That's fine. Let's just whiten his teeth real quick just because we can. So we'll go to yellow, saturation's down, lightness up. We're in yellows. We're going to highlight, select this. We're going to invert the selection. And then we're going to use a softish brush. And we're just going to paint in white to paint back in what we want to be de-yellowized, aka his teeth. Nice teeth here. Probably going to be small enough you're not going to tell. Nothing going on with the eyes, so that's good. All right, we'll save this. Actually, let's take a look at this. Let me go to adjustments. Morning, Chris. I'm going to go to selective color again. I'm going to use the whites. So the whites to me look like they have too much magenta in them. So I'm going to pull that down. Now you can see the whites before, after. You can see how much whiter that actually is. I think that's good. So I saved this originally. This is saved out as a file. I named it Myles Bad because I was just trying to get a composition together. That's Myles. Go back. Here's our composition as usual, which is 2000 by 2500 at 300 DPI or PPI or LPI. So here's the main objects we have. Let me find it on my computer based on date modified. Here, we got these photos. It's not midnight in the UK. It's like 1 or 2 a.m. in the UK. It's real late in the UK. Or it is midnight. That's why I haven't had many midnight. I haven't had many folks from the UK on the stream because it's usually super late. That's why I need to do a different stream that is earlier in the day. All right, here's what we got going on. Let me move my mic real quick. There. All right, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Got this from Envato. We're going to have this guy here. And then we're going to have Myles in the front, flexing with him, you know, sort of inside like this. So this is what we got going on. This is the composition. We're going to do something like this, which I think will be fun. Now, I got a couple other Myles photos. Like, I got this Myles photo here, which is kind of nice. I have this photo here. We might do something with this as like a base up top. You know, something like this. And then we just fill in. Let's clip to that. Let's get some black going on. Let's just do this. You know, maybe we have these guys flexing inside Myles Garrett. He's got his head going on up there. You know, I don't know. What's up, Garrett? You know, maybe we just make this huge. And it's like really on the edge, like that. You know, I don't know. Maybe we get rid of it. All right, so we got these guys. So we got these guys here. So here's where the trouble comes with time in making something like this. Is that I want to find a good photo for a base for them to sit on. So, you know, we've got this random girl in the jungle. So I'm searching for jungle photos on Envato. Let's check out Unsplash. Unsplash.com. Unsplash.com. There we go. Hello, Jack. Let me resume my ad blocker. Yeah, black out the bottom of a big cut. Sort of a double exposure thing. Something that Matt Sonoyne does. I don't know how to spell his last name. Hashtag ad Unsplash. Unsplash is free, so jungle. These might not have the exact photos I want. So if we think about this, let me go to Pinterest.com. Pinter.com. So I want this to look like a Jurassic Park poster, essentially. And I spelled Jurassic correctly. Great. So, you know what? I want a setting, you know, like this, where it's stuff in the front, and then maybe a big meteorite falling in the back with a bunch of lighting, or something like this. You know, just a big dirt ground that we can put a setting on. So it's really what I want. So I really just want dirt ground. You've made 66 cents off of stock photos you've posted to Adobe Stock. That's pretty funny. So, you know, I just want, you know, I want like this. Like, this is dirt. But I could spend like an hour just like looking for dirt photos. Let me search actually the New York Giants, because they're dirt and that's how they play. So maybe something good will come up for there. Landscape ground. It's all about trying to figure out the exact keywords to do. Like, you know, like, do I just want like the desert? I don't want the desert because I don't want crackles. I really want like, I want the tundra. Hey, Garrett, try not to accidentally mute people this week. That'd be cool. That'd be super cool. Jungle floor. See, like, look at all these floors. Like, that's what I want. Or do I want just like a field? Barrens. Yeah, I want a barren. Barrens. Let me search the Barrens and find a good World of Warcraft photo. This is like the only photo I wish I would have looked for beforehand. Because here's what we're looking at. So we're looking at, got these guys. I need to give Myles Garrett. Sorry, I need to take the magentas out even more. Like, you can just tell on the background in here, like, that's way better with that. Yeah, like pasture, like this is the trouble of trying to figure out what it needs to be. So I'm just gonna go in here real quick and we'll just that's gross. Make a gradient. You know, it doesn't have to be black. Just do that. And I hate how like default strokes based on like stuff you've done. I had a 5 1/4 stroke of blue on something for some reason, and now it's like, oh, you want that on everything. So this is basically what we're looking at. Trees up here, maybe big erupting volcano in the background. Let's find a erupting volcano. And it's probably going to be nighttime. A lot of dark, a lot of red. Probably not going to find a better erupting volcano than this. What if Unsplash has a good volcano? Hello. Ball is Will Brandt. Ball is Will Brandt. Every time. Oh, see, I want this photo. I want this stupid stock photo because it's excellent. Oh, look at this. This is sick. See, this is why I like Unsplash. Some of these photos are awesome. There's no erupting volcanoes. Or like it's not an erupting volcano, but like this is a sick photo. Like this is what we're using. So this is going to be in the background. You know, like this in the distance. Like this. It'd be funny if I just made it like there's a road here and they're just flexing in front of this erupting volcano. So let's see if we can make this erupting somehow. So I think I can go and make a color lookup night from day. So make it look like it's nighttime, but not really. And I can take a curves layer and just sort of darken up everything, but I only want to darken really the light areas. And I don't want it to be blue. I'm going to get rid of the blues and darken it up. But really I'm just making this whole thing darker, which doesn't do me any good. But I still need lava, you know. Which is where a couple of these might come in handy. Let's go back here to Envato. It's like, this isn't bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. What were we looking up? Pasture, maybe? Like, this would be good. I want volcano. Are there any just night photos of a volcano with something in front of it? Because that would just make my life a lot easier. If there was just a photo of a volcano with a thing. Yeah, Garrett, I thought of doing something similar to that where maybe I give you the assets I made for this and then you make your own. And then see what you can create from it. It's just nothing, it's not something I've just ever pulled the trigger on, which not really a good thing. It's a good idea. I think I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. What is this? It's like, this is good. Hold on. Nope. All right. Let's toss this up here. Look at this big grassy area. And it already has a volcano in it. Like, look, see, this is good. Maybe we'll just use this. Like, this is nice. Just him flexing with his friend. Something like that. I wonder if this will be able to determine what this sky looks like. See if we can replace the sky. So here's the sky replacement. It kind of works. Maybe I'll make it work to the point where I can put that other... volcano in. Ugh. Yes, then I could review the entries on stream. Yeah, I could do this. Big eclipse in the background. What did I use this for? I used this for something. I don't remember what. But you know, I can hit OK and then save this out as a different file because it's a smart object and I can't save out the smart object again. Right click, replace contents. It's way, here it is. Yeah, see, that looks stupid. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this. But actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the bottom. And we're gonna mask out the bottom like this. Let's use the selected mask and just see what this does. We're gonna smooth it none and contrast at 0 and see what happens. Boost the contrast up a little bit. There we go. All right. I want this tree, but I don't want the mountain. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I could also, Garrett, just review people's designs on stream again. You know, like I did. Best design I saw all week. I could just announce that on the stream. Super easy on Tuesdays. Bring that back. People tended to really enjoy that. Here's some houses back here. So I'm just going to get rid of this. Get rid of. There, get rid of that. All right. Hit this a couple times. Enter. All right, so we're going to save this so then we can go back. So that Baker Mayfield design I made for my 365. So it depends on what day of the week that was. So whenever I posted that, 2018 calendar. Let me pull up a calendar for you. So it would have been a weekday when I did that because I did that in the past couple of days. I don't know. 3 or 4 hours probably would be my guess. Solely based on how I was working on them. All right, so now we have this. This is what we have going on, which is fine. I do want this to be dark and I want this to be night though. So let's go to adjustments. Let's go to exposure. Let's drop the exposure down. Is that how I want to do this? Drop the exposure down for this. Maybe we take this. So you know what I can do is I can do that night from day, which makes it look like that, which is fine. But let's make it so it only affects the dark areas and blend in the light like that. So we still want some light because theoretically there would be some light on this. Let's go even further. Like that. We're going to do the same thing to Tyrannosaurus. We're going to do the same thing to Myles. We're going to make it so they're all dark. So let me just make a dark background real quick so we can see. So this is the vibe that we're getting. But I need a background for these to go on. So I need, meteor. Big meteor shower. Or just like a giant meteor coming towards Earth. Let's go to Footage Crate. FootageCrate.com. They have a bunch of visual effects that you can download, which is great. So let me log in. See what pops up. Passwords. My passwords are locked. Oh God. I gotta do it on here? Hold on. Let's drag this somewhere else. Oh, I can sign in with Google. Never mind. That's what I would do. Sign in with Google. Google. Okay, you can download 5 free things a day on this website. So that's what I'm going to do. Meteor. So look, here's a bunch of meteors and cool stuff. Now, this is pro content. So I'm going to uncheck pro content. And this is pretty much what we have. So we have, a lot of these are video effects, but you can download the ping files, which is what I would do. I would just download one of these flying by. Let's see what Envato has. Not photos, just, wow, all items. Meteor. See, so here's some stock video. So I could download probably some of this stock video and just use a frame out of that if I wanted to as well. But we can see what's going on here. So like here's, you know, cool stuff. Maybe I can download one of these asteroids and make it look like it's on fire. That might be doable. I'm trying to think of how I would feasibly do that. Let's view this in 3D and see what this looks like. It's basically like a moon. And maybe we can go like that. We'll download this angle. Let's try this. And then actually, let's go back from Footage Crate and just search Meteor again. Because I want to see what these look like. So this is an asteroid entering the atmosphere. So this is what it would look like. So the front is glowing. This is just rotating and glowing. The meteor by the camera looks like this. I might download the ping sequence of that. Let me get rid of the pro content again. So that's not bad. So let's take this. So what I just downloaded is a sequence of that animation. So it's a ping sequence. So I can just drag down like this. And it's showing the meteor crashing. So maybe I just take this ping file and just drag it in and just have this in the background. You know, like this or something like that. You know, something cool. Grab one a couple frames up like this. Make it smaller in the background. So it's got some depth of meteors crashing into Earth. Drag up and see what we've got going on. Those cool sparks. Really go up here, see what's going on. We'll take this frame. You know, maybe we tilt it a little bit, put it up there, something like that. You know, who knows? Did I download that asteroid? Main asteroid. Maybe this is flying in as well. You know, who knows? And we're just sort of faking the funk. Let me hide these. Let's do this. And then let's find a background. So the background can be whatever. So what would be a good background? We don't need it to be a volcano because we have... Geez, look at that. That is insane. This is crazy. Let's download this and see just what this looks like. Just like toss this in the background and flip it around. You know, I kind of just want like a little bit of a horizon, maybe just some mountains. And this is something that I'm not like the greatest at figuring out how to compose things in the background or make up landscapes. Like I know Johnny does it really well. Like maybe I download this and then toss this in the background. You know, like that's not a bad composition. Now there's too much blue. So I'm just gonna let me use drop blues and see what that does. Does that? That's fine. It's weird. But I need to adjust it because it like completely gets rid of the blacks. So we'll go like this. I need a way then to blend in this back area. Okay, we'll delete that. Delete the rectangle. This is here. This is good. I want to add a levels layer on top of this so it blends in to the background a little bit better, which it's not doing. So maybe we go in like this. We go in even further. Let me get rid of these guys. And then we just basically just cut all this out. I just do that. Can I just use a brush? Let me use a different brush. Let me use a Bradley Jack design brush. Let me use a floor shadow brush and cut it out. Sand splash. This is a splash of sand. Here, this makes sense, right? This terrain makes feasible sense. Them sitting in front like that. Big old meteorite crashing down. Let's put this. No, this is good there. Let's put it right here. We're going to have it move this way. So let's see what we can do with that. I've done similar stuff like this before. So we'll see if we can get this to work the same. So we're going to go to the blur gallery. And we're just going to do a path blur. Because we love path blurs. Going to delete the path blur. We're going to go in the opposite direction that it's moving. So let's say it's going this way. We want to taper it 100%. We don't want it to be a blur like that. And we want it to be, I don't know, it's 500. Is that like silly? So that's like a crazy blur. What if we make it a centered tapered blur? Let's see what that looks like, actually. I guess when you're blurring something 500 pixels, it gets like super mad. Set that to screen, maybe move it back a little bit. It might be easier to do just a motion blur and then just do it at a specific angle. Let's do 32 degrees and then just at a distance of 2000. Yeah, see, that's like, that's better. That's insane. 2000 pixels is too many pixels. 1000. 1000's not bad. You know, we can go like that. Look, it's moving. Hooray, look at that. Let me add a little bit of a blur I'm moving the blur gallery down to the bottom one because we do want some of that to be blurred. Now, we don't want all of it to be blurred. You know, maybe we only want the speed to be 250% or maybe even just 100. Who knows? We'll have to see. 100. I selected the wrong one, but that's fine. Let's go to the actual one. Change the speed. I've done something similar to this before. What did I do this on? I made like a force field around something. Oops. I want to look at that. Let me figure out what it was. Because I remember specifically it was sort of like this. But I don't remember if it was for a client or if it was just for something I made. But I distinctly remember creating something like this. It wasn't for Giannis. Oh, it was for that. Yes. Let me see if I have that file. If I have that file, this is going to go way quicker. I made an Obi top in wallpaper. It looks like this. Looks like that. Let's see if I can find that. Because I did a whole bunch of cool stuff on it. But I don't know where that is. I think it's on this hard drive. I would suspect it to be on this hard drive. Top in. what do you guys think so far of what we have going on? You think it's gonna work? Yeah, look at all these Obi photos. Where'd all these Obi photos come from? Weird. It's not really that weird, but it's weird. Wallpaper. So I'm just searching my computer for wallpaper. You tell this to not back up right now. Wallpaper. This only. Basically, this is just going to save a lot of time of making the same layers, but I can still show you what I did. Honestly, don't even know if it's on this. It might be on a different hard drive. But we will see. So what we're going to do is once we have this meteorite figured out, we're going to then make that effect lighting on everything here, and then it should flow together theoretically. I just need it to pop in and load up all of the... I searched wallpaper, so it's finding every single wallpaper I've made pretty much on here. Do not recommend. Talk amongst yourselves until I find this. I'm currently scrolling in the bees. I guess it would theoretically be under O, so maybe I can scroll down a bunch. Just go down to the bottom. I probably don't have anything a lot past E or Z. So depending on how far we get, this might be a two-parter, which I'm completely fine with. If you guys are also completely fine with, then we can probably add some cool text at the top. 3D text that says something super cool. Man, it's just like the slowest thing in the world. And again, it's probably not even on this hard drive. It's probably on my other hard drive because that has personal stuff I made on it, which is what this would have been. That hard drive is upstairs. Now it's completely frozen. So hopefully, one, the stream doesn't break. I've already been live for 40 minutes. This is what we have going on. We're probably going to make this a two-parter, which would be cool. Then we know what we're doing for next week, so that's fun. Scroll faster. I just need to remember what I named this file. That's really all I need to do. Top and dunk wallpaper, I think. It would help if I remembered. Oh, if I remember when I made it, I can look up. January 16th, 2020 is when I made it. It's not on here, so I'm going to hit a button I haven't hit before. And I'll be right back with my hard drive. Hello, I'm back. Welcome back to the stream. I have my other hard drive, which it's probably on. And we'll see what we can find. And you get to listen to the original music. So that's good. just as long as my computer doesn't break. There we go. A little bit of lag, but we're back up. Okay, so let me look on here real quick. But this would be a lot easier if I just steal it from here. It's literally the first thing in this folder. It's the first thing in this folder because it's a 9.5 gigabyte wallpaper file. So we're going to open it and my computer is going to explode. So we'll see what happens. What we're going to do for these guys, lighting wise, is we're going to do some color balancing and then use the reverse curves technique to pretty much colorize and lighten everything in there. And we'll probably throw some other stuff into the midground behind them in front of the background just to spice things up. We're probably going to darken up the background a little bit more too. We're just going to make it red. We're going to do something. But it's reading this large document format right here. So we're opening this up. Did you guys win your fantasy football matchups this week? I went 1-1. One of my teams is doing terrible. I blame Alvin Kamara and Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson. Hopefully this works. I do have an awful lot of stuff running on my computer. See if I can jimmy my way to this. So I've seen that if you do this, if you hit enter and then hit cancel, it kind of goes, oh, you want to open this? Okay. Sounds good. Oh, you know what would really stink is if none of this saves. I have to quit out of Photoshop. That'd be fun. Hit command period. It should stop whatever you're trying to do, though. Oh, man. I really should have saved before I hit this. We'll see what happens. I have on my desktop. I've got plenty of space. So we'll see what happens. He lost this week because Cole Beasley and Travis Kelce combined for 9 points. Well, you can't really trust Cole Beasley to do anything, so that sucks. Travis Kelce should have scored more than 9 points, though. It's just Tyreek Hill had 3 touchdowns. I think that was the issue. Come on. Oh. See that? See that? I told it to stop. Okay, so now this is saved. So I can quit out of these other ones. I'm actually going to quit out of this. We're going to pull up. Whoops. Oh, come on. Clicking the wrong stuff. Desktop. No. This button. This button. Yeah, but you're never gonna play Cordero Patterson. Like, you will now, but like, why would you play Cordero Patterson? He hasn't done anything. You know? There's no reason to actually play him. So here's stuff you guys have seen me do. Here's my collab with Garrett. You know. We'll see if I can get this file to open. I might have an older file in here with the same name. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's open up this file. Let's see what this file is. What's up with Allen Robinson is that Matt Nagy was calling the plays, and Matt Nagy is not a good offensive play caller. That's what's up. should theoretically be better if we have some continuity with quarterbacks. Okay, this is only a 1.5 gigabyte file instead of 9. But what we're stealing is, we're going to steal this colorful orb thing, which isn't on here because it's super early on in when I was making this. So that's fun. Try one more time to open this up, see what happens. We might just have to fake it and make it ourselves, but I don't remember what I did. So I'm trying to think of what I did to get that effect. So I'd really just like to steal it. That would be very nice. Be very nice if I could just steal it. I'm 1-3 in one of my leagues, which in a league I think I have one of the better teams. I scored the most points week 1. Second week I think I would have beat half the other league. Last week I had the most points by a losing team, and then this week I put up like 80 points. Nobody scored. That did not go too well. Okay, it's clearly not going to work. We'll do everything else except for that, and then maybe we'll do that next week, because we want to spend a lot of time making this look nice. So I think I've made the decision. We're going to make this into a 2-week parter, because why not? Okay, close tab group. Okay. Let's get down to business. There we go. Man. It's not going well. Okay. Let's colorize some of this stuff. So what I want to do is I want to take this. And actually, let's just take a hue and saturation. Let's just adjust the blues and make them something like that. Red. Save that out. Go back. So now it's red. That's not bad. I go to adjustments. We can go to the selective color. We can add a lot of the yellow back in. We can add a lot of black. It's going to darken it up. But if we take away the cyan, it's going to brighten it up a bit. We can go to our yellows and get rid of a lot of the magenta. I guess it's red, actually. I want it to be more orange. I think that's fine. Okay. Let's just act like this big scary asteroid. Let me just like blur it, just so we can like fake this as a light source. There, here, big scary orb. I'll just screen all of these just because, for no reason. Let me get rid of this for a sec. Big scary orb. Okay. So theoretically, let's do the dinosaur first. Let's get rid of Myles Garrett. Do the dinosaur first. So we got the exposure down, which is fine. So now what I want to do is a color balance. So I'm going to add red. So if I add red to this, it's going to make the whole thing red, which is great. So I'm going to just randomly nonsense. Okay, so this is turning it red. Maybe we add a little bit more. So that's good. That's what we want. So now what we want to do is we want to add our curves layer. And if you've seen me do this before, we're going to use the inverse curves technique. So we're going to boost up the shadows and increase the reds. And we're going to have this only affect with the blend if, only affect the light areas. We'll do something like that. I'm going to invert that. I'm going to duplicate it actually. We're going to select this. Modify, contract 2 pixels. Delete that, invert it. So we have this sort of line on the edge. I'm going to make it like 2.5, 4.5 pixels. And actually what I want to do is I really just want to blow this up like a ton. Let's get rid of green. Let's make this super red. Just want to see what this looks like. See if I like how this looks. Can't really tell. So we got the shadow up here. That's fine. We want to get rid of it in spots we don't need it. So like underneath it wouldn't be as prominent. Down here it wouldn't be as prominent. These are fine. So this is where we want to highlight areas that would get hit by this. Now, if we wanted to be precise, we would hit like individual scales, you know? I'm just gonna paint like this. So it would hit this side of his body, saying him. We can name this dinosaur if you want. That way we can call me by my name, is what we can do. Or we can just go like this. I'm gonna take a bit of a layer and I'm gonna decrease this down here. Now I want there to be a separation between these two. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my curves layer and I'm gonna add a bunch right here on the side of his leg, so then it gives me a bit of a break between here, and we're going to accentuate that by darkening up other areas. Let's name this highlight. Let's name this edge. We got our highlight here. Let's get rid of it on these teeth here. It's kind of silly to have. Get rid of that. Okay. Highlight. So it would be up in, oh gosh, I want to use a somewhat soft brush at like 30% to paint this in. So it would be on top like this, going back, and then it would blend in, kind of fade in like that. I feel like most of his face would be dark based on where the meteor is. If it's up top, you know, if it's up top, maybe not, but we're going to pretend it's way back there. So we're going to put some light here. Really going to light up back of his tail. We're going to add some more red to this in a different way, because this is really boosting up some of the colors. So if it's coming from the back area, it's going to, you know, you're going to see a little bit of bleed through here. Side of his foot there. Maybe not down there. He's got little high heels on. That's fun. You know, something like that. So now we're going to do the same thing with another curves layer. We're going to drop this down though. We're going to boost the reds still, like this, and we'll get rid of the greens. That's super dark. And get rid of the blues. Like this is very dark. That's actually really nice based on what I want. So basically I want it to affect only the dark areas. So we'll go like that. Let me look at this highlight real quick. See if I can mimic this. Oh, see, these didn't go down. That's the problem. Take that. We'll drop this down. Red. Move that up. RGB up there. Great. Let me hide this real quick. Yeah, see, it's a deeper red, so that's good. Okay, so this curves layer we're going to inverse. We're going to do the shadows. This is going to be, we're going to be a little bit more abrasive with this. I'll do 40%. This is more or less, this is really colorizing it. This might be too much. So this might not be dark enough. Let's do that. Usually if you darken the overall results or lighten the overall results, then it's going to allow you to desaturate it a little bit. You know, I want to go like this. Let's just get in between the toes real quick in case we want to highlight some of this. But like this would be all dark. Dark, 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 dark. Theoretically, this is all super dark. So I'm going to take this highlight versus the edge that's doing this. So the edge is actually doing a lot of this. Okay, so I fixed the edge and I fixed that. Let's down the edge a little bit. Let's down it. Why was I just do that? Ah, see? So I'm adding too much red, making it too bright. Let's do that. Okay. Again, it's about experimenting to see what might work. We'll probably have a couple of these layers. And I'm covering up his hand right now. But we can fix that. Let's name him Swagger. So it's Swagger the dinosaur instead of Swagger the dog. So all I'm doing is I'm just trying to darken up areas that are going to get hit by shadows. And I'm doing this very, very heavily, which isn't good. You know, we want to do this sort of with a more delicate touch, but I'm just doing this. We can go back and we can just use an eraser and fix some of this. You see what I'm trying to do? I'm just trying to make it so it's overall dark. So let's fix the shadow. So I don't want it to affect anything that's super light. So like this is fine. I can go in, I can erase then parts that are on here. Go back in, add a little bit, take a little bit away. So I want to get a lot of this off of his arm, because I want his arm to be distinguishable from the other parts. We'll go like this. You know, maybe we add a little bit more highlight on his shoulder like this. At 40% opacity on here now. I think there's too much going on here. So let's go into the shadows again. Let's erase some of this. Let's see his eyeball a little bit better. I'm going to use 30% brush to brush around some of these edges to sort of fade this in. Now the issue, and I get why this is an issue, is we have so much red. I really actually just want it to darken. We can add color in later, so we're just going to fix this a little bit. I think it was making it too dark. Or I think it was making it way too red. So we're going to fix that. So we're going to do that. I think this is better. I'm going to fix this edge here. And I can add a little bit of this edge color to some areas, which is pretty much just going to make it more red, which is good. That's what I kind of want for some of these areas. We're going to do that with a completely different layer anyway. Edge, we want to get rid of a lot of this side, which is good. Great, grand, wonderful. I'm going to duplicate this shadow layer. We're going to get rid of it. We're going to hide it. We're really going to go in and we're going to add in, to really add in some dark areas. So I'm going to use that with a 50% brush. And I'm using a harder brush right now to get around the arm area here to really just darken the crap out of it. And I'm actually just going to use like a 90% brush. I might as well just use a 100% brush, to be honest. So we're just going to go in around to make sure that you can see this arm and it's not just like being blanketed over shading, that it doesn't actually get applied to it. So we'll go like this. It's pretty good. So you can see his hand a little bit better. You know, maybe I actually want to go on the highlight. Let's see, like that looks bad. See how heavy-handed you are? You want to be gentle with this and do it in layers. Still a little heavy-handed, but better. So this will allow us to have a little bit of differentiation between the back area and this area. Okay, so now let's darken up some more areas. 50% brush. This area down here in front is going to be very dark. chest is going to be very dark. So we want to darken that up. You know, fix around some of these. There we go. That looks better. Go up here. Dark, 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 dark. Really darken her up. You know, I haven't thought, maybe, you know, maybe in the eyeball we want to do something where we like, I don't know, make it glow or something like that. Oh God. This is like there's like a little crest here. So I want to like highlight that just where this curves. But then with the shadows, still keep a lot of this dark. Dark, 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 dark. And again, this is still a concept that's pretty new to me in my workflow. It's not something I'm perfect at. Something that I'm just progressively trying to get better at. But I mean, that kind of right now looks like a dinosaur. Now it doesn't match the ground at all. It's like that's a problem. So how do we fix that? We can take this color balance, just copy it and paste it down here. Color balance, great. Make it real red. Do the same thing. Let's just copy these, the highlight and shadow layers. We're going to copy and paste them. And we're going to affect everything on accident. So we're going to go like this and go like this. We're going to disable the layer, delete layer mask, delete layer mask. So this is what I want. So I want the shadows to really only affect the shadows. And I want the highlights to only affect the highlights. Kind of like this. Hello, hello. Shadows, what happens if I go like this? Darkens it up a bit, that's fine. So you can see we got this sort of red composition now. I think we have too much red on this, which is fine. We can fix that. And we can move the dinosaur over. I think it's a little too dark. So we're going to lighten this up a bit. I'm going to take this highlight. We're going to fix this. It's just too red. It needs to be a little bit red, but it doesn't need to be like insanely red. I think that's an issue sometimes with some effects I do is I'm too heavy-handed with it, and then we can't even see the dinosaur anymore. But this is a before and this is after. It's definitely better. Maybe we take a couple spots. Hide that. Let's add some more shadows down here to his tail. Swagger's tail. Swagger, 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 swagger. There you go. And maybe this edge doesn't actually hit on these areas. Okay. I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to select a color from up here. We're going to paint that on. And how do I want to paint it on? Let's try an overlay. Kind of like this. The overlay looks kind of nice. Again, I'm using a 1% opacity on this. But this is just going to allow me to paint a little broader on top of the dinosaur. We're going to do the same thing to Myles Garrett. So we got Myles here. Paste. Same deal. I'm going to use the exact same settings, so they're the same. I just have these really dumb layers now. Copy, copy, copy. Color balance is fine, so is the exposure. Okay, first let's go to Safari. Go to Envato. Go to Envato Elements. I'm going to just find a rock. I'm just going to find an Ock. An Ock rock. 3D rock. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. I just want like a rock to cover up where his foot is. Rock. View 3D rendered. I'm just going to put it right there. Download at this angle. Yes, please download. Great. Oops, don't want that. All right, here's the rock. This rock is in front of his foot now. Hey, look at that. How convenient. But we need to copy the exposure and color balance and apply it to this rock. There, look, now the rock fits in. Just for kicks, let's add a shadow underneath it. Let's add a foot shadow. One of these should probably work. Let's try this. 100% black paste. You know, I'm just gonna put this right here, squib it together. Kind of like that, set to multiply. Good, great, grand. I think we need to just make it a little bit darker. There. There's a rock in front of them now. Cool. Let's group that. Rock. Rock. Okay, so on Myles, we want to do the edge. So we'll go to Filter. Filter. We'll go to Select. Modify Contract. We'll do 2 pixels. Then you can just hit Delete. Invert this. Invert the selection like that. Now again, I said the edge is way too red. So we went too far with the red. Yeah, Ivan, it is way too dark. Like, that's the thing. It's like I'm doing all these effects and then I'm gonna go, oh, it's too dark. So there's a way we can fix that. And I'm gonna try and do that. Let me do this real quick. It wouldn't take a lot. I mean, it'd really take just taking off these. You know, like, that's fine. Like, really? Does this look so bad? Or if I just set this to, like, 4 and 4. Well, you can see it better. But then, yeah, so the highlights I'm adding, it should be, you know, lighter highlights so I can see it. Because right now, yeah, it blends in a lot with the background. So that's why I also prefaced, I'm not terribly great at this. I'm learning, trying to figure out what works well. As is everyone. Yeah, I've got the this overlay of just set to overlay. I usually would copy that and set it to screen and go like that, but then that looks bad. So then I say I only wanted to apply to light stuff, and then boom, look, it's lighter. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I need to do on here to make it flow. I can also take this exposure and be like, all right, don't hit the top highlights. And then it pops back out like that. Stuff like that. All right, so let's paint here. Got this weird brush, don't want that. I want a soft brush. I don't want it to be 2000 pixels. Okay, X, 20%, great. We're going to paint this back on. We're going to highlight this. Usually the issue is I take this color balance and I make it way too much. So if I dumb down this exposure, actually, it will allow... if I set these shadows to 100, it looks better. Okay, we're going to do that. That's going to look better. I was overall, like you said, I was making it too dark to start off. So then I was trying to add highlights like this, but I can't add highlights if I completely destroy everything. Now let me go into Myles real quick. I need these to be clipped, save. Let's go back, see if that does anything. A little bit. Let's go in here real quick. Select this, select, modify. We'll contract 1 pixel, delete the layer mask, link saved. Okay. And yeah, this is definitely going to be something where we want to spend more time on it than what we are doing today. So we're gonna make this a first time 2-week project. See what happens. What's probably gonna happen is Myles Garrett is probably gonna get injured or something, and I'm gonna jinx the crap out of him. And I'm gonna get yelled at for even saying that. I also can't believe Go on Volt isn't even in here, Brad. You're the one who said Myles Garrett loves dinosaurs. Do something with Myles Garrett and dinosaurs. So you're really going to be able to see a lot of this. A lot of this. Look at that. We're going to have to go into the rock and do some stuff. PTO denied. Whose PTO is... Brad's PTO denied? I'm confused by what you mean with that. So we should be able to see the shadows a lot better now on here. Especially under here. Let's do 80%. We're really going to be able to see it, yeah. Pull into effect where there's already sort of shadows. Shadow, 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 shadow. Now, theoretically, we would like go in here and be like, let me get into all these individual creases. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to darken this up a little bit. Oh, I'm not allowed to wait another week. I have to do it now. Okay. I see what you mean. Oh, also the Knicks game's on. I gotta go watch Obi play. That's not too bad. What happens if I add it and double the shadows up? Oh, that looks super contrasty. I don't hate that, but I don't hate that for like here and like here, but not for the whole thing. I don't think that looks nice. Blanketed, blanketed, blanketed. Blanketed darkness. Hit his face a little bit. Yeah, see? There, dinosaur. Make this a little bit darker, like that. Let's make these shadows a little bit darker then. Yeah, see, that's good. Good. All right. Make a new document for no reason. Make a new layer. Clip it to that. Let's grab orange. Real faded. Set the whole layer to overlay. Ooh, 20% brush. We're gonna hit some edges here that would get 20%ed. 20%. I think I need to change the color balance, make it a little bit more red, add a little bit of yellow to it. We'll do that to the dinosaur as well. Color balance, we're going to add a little bit of yellow. It's a lot of yellow. Let's add a lot of red now. That's good. Okay, so I need to add shadows and highlights. Shadows and highlights to the rock. Can you smell what the rock is cooking? Off. Okay, so here we want to add... Let's go like this. So on this rock, we want to add highlights on the top here like this. Kind of like that. And then the shadows, we want to add to the other areas and down below. And actually, I'm going to duplicate this shadows layer and make it pretty much completely black. get rid of it. And then basically just try and blend this into the ground a little bit better because the ground is black. Then maybe just hit some random spots like that. Sure. Sure, why not? And then we'll take the rock and we'll go like this. And then there's a legacy brush in here. Oh, you can search brushes, by the way. Grass. This is what I want. But the legacy brush in grass has a shape dynamic, and I don't want it to have a shape dynamic, and I don't have it color dynamic, and I do not want it to change the angle. Really, all I want to do is I want to be able to go like this at 100% and mask out this rock. But I'm masking it out, and there's grass underneath it, so theoretically, it's just masking to where grass is. Like this. There. Rock. This is actually pretty solid. I think he looks decent. He could look better. You know. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Let's duplicate the highlight. Toss it on top like this. Delete the layer mask. So the highlight's good, but I really don't want it to affect any dark layers. I really just want it to hit like the top end. So let's see what this looks like. Nothing. It's doing absolutely... It's doing barely anything. Let's pop this down. Let's just do that. All right, let's invert this now. Take our grass brush. Get rid of that. Let's just hit some areas again. You know, I want to hit parts of his face. His face would like technically be not visible like this, but who cares? I don't care. We're gonna hit some spots, shapes and colors. Now, one thing I could do to be really dramatic, which I feel like I've seen a couple other people do, is I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to select, modify, contract 3 pixels. It's too many. I'm just going to fill this with white. DX. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to fill the outside edge with white, and I'm going to clip it. And then do that same thing where it only doesn't affect the underlying layer. And then what that's going to allow me to do is it looks like this. It does give it a pretty bright edge, which is nice. So let me just filter, Gaussian blur this. Like 3.5 pixels. I think that actually does a lot. See? Before, after, before, after. And I can mask this out and get rid of it in some areas we don't want it. Like we don't want it down here. We don't want it down here. I think that's something I see that like Johnny does. And I'm like, what does he do? How does he do that? How does he make that look so nice? The answer is witchcraft, but that's besides the point. So we'll do the same thing here. I'm just going to fill this with white. Now, this isn't the best way to do this, and it's doing stuff on the shadow, which is disgusting. And you're tacky, and I hate you. But we'll go like that, and then we'll blur it. And that should blur it the same. So that's what we're adding. So I think that's something good to add. We're going to get rid of it from the bottom because we don't want it on the bottom. And then let's just get rid of it a little bit right there. So you can see just super massive right here and like a little too much over here. So we'll get rid of those. But this is what we got going on so far. So I mean, that's nice. Let's save. Let's go to adjustments. Let's add some color lookups just because I want to add some color lookups to this. See, like I can add a color lookup like this and like super blow it out. I don't think that's necessarily the route we want to go. This is definitely going to help glue everything together. This one's not too bad. Let's set this to 50%. So we kind of like 7. You know, this one's pretty nice. 11, 12, 13. Wish there was a way you could shuffle through these, like blending modes. See, I like this one. I like this one a little bit. Was this one at 100%? But what if we do 100%, but it doesn't touch any of the light areas? Huh? I don't think I've ever used a blending mode with blend if. Like one of those things where like, let's set a blending mode to like soft light and then blend if it. Overlay, no. Let's just do normal at like 50%. Save. Overall, this does look pretty cohesive. The only thing I want to really fix is this. And then, I don't know, adding some stuff I usually add to everything. So let's see if I can do that in the next 9 minutes. The answer is I can't. Okay. I want my stock images. That's what I want. I want to add some dust to this. Not dust scratch. Just dust. One of these or one of these? Nope. What about this one? This one's nice. So we can add this at the bottom. Or some dust scratch. I think dust scratch 4 is also good. We'll add some more dust scratch. Now, these are a little bit too white. So we're going to go to adjustments, color lookup, and we're going to go to candlelight. We're going to add candlelight to both of these, and that is going to allow it to basically make them look like this. Screen, 50%, sure, screen, 50%. We're barely even there. You know what this is really missing? Bet you can guess what this is missing. So this is one of these guys. Toss a lens dirt on top to mask a lot of this up. Boo, boo, boo. And then again, look, we toss the same candlelight on top of that. Oh god, lens dirt, screen. There you go. It's a little too foggy now. Things are getting a little too foggy. So we'll toss that up. Screen. There we go. That's better. Flash Garrett and his best friend. You can never go wrong. You can go wrong with a lens dirt, but usually you can't. Alright, let's add a bit of shadow. Floor shadows? Yeah, I need to add some shadows too. Myles Garrett currently doesn't have any shadow, so we need to fix that. So we'll go like this. Shadow, shadow, shadow. There we go. We put that right here. Set it to multiply. Group it together, set it to multiply. It's not really doing anything. Merge to smart mask, multiply. What happens if I drop this like way down here? What happens if I put it like right there? Oh god. Look how bad that looks. Ugh. And then putting it underneath all of this stuff, but his shadow would be kind of underneath all this stuff. So like it makes sense to go there. I'll just put that there. Call it a day. Okay. These mountains in the background now. Let me hide. Hold on, let's grab the color. Let's grab this. Rock, hide. Myles. Myles, hide. Sexy Rexy. Why didn't we just call him Sexy Rexy from the beginning? Come on, you guys know I'm a Bears fan. Grass. Okay, then we can group this together. Asteroid. Okay, so here we want to get rid of Sexy Rexy and Myles, which is fine. Grass is okay. I want to paste this. We have a color balance on the back now. Delete this. Delete this. So this is being applied, right? Man, you can barely see this. It's because there's actual colors to it. And I need to drag these out. So I need to really go like that. Remember the highlights, I really need to just go like this. There really aren't a lot of highlights, are there? There we go. Okay, so that's really what it's telling me. So let's actually boost this up a little bit more than usual. Let's use a brush that makes sense. And then just kind of paint back here. See, the issue is I should probably mask this out a little bit. And not use 100% brush. Really, I need to just color these rocks more than anything. So maybe what I'm doing here isn't going to do a lot. But if I use an actual... let me mask this out and invert it. Okay, wow, that does a lot. If I just use like an overlay layer or something like that to add color to it, I think that might be the key to what I actually want to do. So let's do that. Let's add an overlay layer. Select this orange. Set to overlay. Toss it on these rocks. Kind of like this. And in the background. Sure. Save. See what happens with that. I really want to pull this out somehow. But my computer doesn't want me to do it. Like, this is a cool graphic. Like how it is. It's just that, you know, like this is cool. Maybe we just put some text at the top. Or that erupting volcano would actually make a lot of sense right now. But I really want this asteroid to be super broken. Let's quit out of this. Save. And let's try one more time to open this file. We'll just give it a little bit. Have you guys learned something from this, though? With lighting, I've learned a little bit. And that's the point of these. I just want to teach you guys, share my knowledge of what I know. See if I can help you guys out a little bit on Tuesdays. And these are fun to do. And hopefully these are entertaining as well when I hit these buttons like...
Radiant map.
And like...
Quick select.
Oh, come on. How has no one said that this whole design is...
That's fire, bro.
That's a real question. So it hangs up right there. And it just completely breaks. I don't know why ESPN's telling me about the Boston score. Or the Boston and Yankees score. That's weird. I mean, go Yankees, but like, it's kind of confusing. It is a wild card game though, so I get it. I'd be more interested to see the Knicks score and see that Obi Toppin has Obi Toppin has 6 points. Okay, guys and gals. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this to look how I want it to look. Let me open up this file real quick, see what this is. This is a displacement file. It's probably just a JPEG, though. If it's not a JPEG, gold. But I think it's just a JPEG of like the back edge area. Probably made up of a bunch, but it would have been blurred. Yeah, so it's just parts of this. Bits and pieces and parts. The actual layer I would want is not in here, I do not believe. Let's turn all these on. Nope. Nope, nope. The nope hope. Let me open this with the other Photoshop and see if that works. Photoshop 2020. You think that'll work, having multiple Photoshops open? You never know. Let me quit out of Photoshop 2021. See what happens. If the stream breaks, thank you for joining me. We haven't gotten a result we want yet, but we're working on it. Photoshop is working diligently. Not as hard as you or I am working, because we're working and not breaking. But Photoshop 2020 is on this other screen now. And it's freezing at the same spot. I'm probably going to have to like completely go in and like restart my computer. First thing, open up this file, see what happens. I shouldn't have made it 9 gigabytes. I don't know why it is 9 gigabytes. There's got to be a couple smart objects that aren't needed for like displacements or final edits. I think I was doing final edits slightly differently at the beginning of last year. So we'll see if that's a factor. Oh man, I just hit cancel, but it opened. As soon as I hit cancel, here, let's, I put it right here. I hit cancel and it zoomed over and broke. It was like one of those things where did it do it before or after I hit cancel? So we're gonna do this again, because this works. You hit enter and hit cancel. You just do this a couple times. And it'll work. And then you don't have to quit out of it. You see, it's not even not responding right now. There, now it's not responding. We hit enter, cancel, enter, cancel, enter, cancel, enter, cancel, enter, cancel, enter, cancel. See, we're learning things. So then I hit cancel. This is real enthralling stuff, I know. Do you guys want me to bring back critiques? I need to do that. I'll do one stream where we just do a critique. And I can critique stuff that you want. Here's chat. Got the chat going on. See, I swear to God I hit cancel, but it was like, oh, you mean go. Okay. That's what I get when I let my heart win. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I could add rain to the front, like that'd be cool to add. Oops. Just gonna like leave this up all day and just be like, work. Okay, well, we didn't get this to work. So we might revisit this next week, or I might do some tweaks off camera. Figure out if we can get this to work. I'm opening up the other Photoshop now, so we can pull up our final. Here we go. Our current final of what we have, which is gone on there, but it is on my computer. Oh look, it's almost done. It might actually read it. Look, see that? Now that would be key. Let's open up our Myles dyno design. Oh, the Cowboys just released Jalen Smith. That sucks. Guys, it worked. Okay. So what do I want? I don't want overlays. I want this folder. Okay. Oh, whoops. So I should be able to copy from one Photoshop to the other, right? Like that's a thing. Like I want this to be right here. Copy, paste. Hey Brad, do this instead. Open up this design with Photoshop 2020. Now you're thinking. You guys are good for sticking around. You guys are gonna see this through. All right. Here's the file. Copy comment lighting, paste comment lighting. Heck, I could probably steal some of the stars from the background too. I mean, it'd be really cool if we had like crap hitting the ground. Look at that. Look at this comet lighting. Let's toss this on top. Why is it so super broken looking? Like, you see how broken that looks? Doesn't look like that here. Super broken. Turn off, turn on. Oh, I did that. That's super cool. What is this? Oh, it's fire. See, that's smart. Okay, I don't think I need this, which is true. Okay, comet lighting. Let's take this, flip it and reverse it. It's just like legit hates everything. I'm gonna quit out of that other file and it might like start working again. I'm just gonna save out of these files and quit and see what happens. Oh, see, now this design is automatically over 2 gigabytes. Right now it's a 47 megabyte file. But adding all of this is gonna make it like 2 gigs. Yeah, it's 2.2 gigs now. So just these files in here made it stupid huge. Save, quit. So I think it's just completely destroying my computer right now and has no idea how to calculate this asteroid. Still broken. Maybe I can fix that with some of these motion blurs. You turn all of these off. Oh, there's a displacement that's like super broken. Okay, so we don't need the displacement, so that's fine. Get rid of this ball in hand. Okay, all of this stuff is here, which is good. The levels layers are fine. But I do want to change the color. So this color has been changed in a group with a gradient map to make it blue in the center. We don't want it to be blue in the center. We want it to be yellow in the center. Like that. And then we want the bottom one to not be pink to red. We want this to be orange, darker orange. And then we want this to be red, but we want it to be very red. Like that. Save, go back. So edit here. It's getting cut off because this is the shape of what I had. So we don't want that. So we actually want to image reveal all. And it should just cut over to the side like that. Yep. That's what I want. Let's delete. Oh, hold on. No, I just want to put this back. Oops. Like this. Save, go back. So it's going to be all off kilter now, but that doesn't matter. I lost you guys in your comments. Here you go. I got you. You guys are back. Okay. Photoshop. Okay, so now we've got this. Look at that. That looks so much better. We just toss these guys on top. Like this. Which one's in front? It's this here. It's actually both. So let's Get rid of this front area. We'll do it on both of these. Yeah, this is...
That's fire, bro.
This is so much better that I was able to get this. Like, we knew the comet lighting was going to look super dope based on how I already had it made. So we got the comet lighting. We got the asteroid. We're going to put the asteroid. We're going to tuck it right in here. Like this. Stupid blur galleries are messing everything up. Okay, so the comet lighting. What happens if I get rid of these? We actually see the comet better, which is what we actually want. So that's good. This is not being displaced, which is fine. We want this to just motion blur at this, yeah, 90-degree angle at a 37, you know, this degree angle. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do that. Okay, so the comet lighting, I do want on front, but I think I need to have an asteroid on top so we can actually see the asteroid. Oh, it's set to screen. That's the problem. Okay, hold on. Let me delete this. Set this to normal. Now we can actually see the asteroid with this other asteroid. Okay, and then the top one we need to do some of these same adjustments. Just steal these. Just steal the edge and the highlight from this one that is slightly blurred. Toss, toss, delete, delete, inverse, whatever, delete, same thing there. Okay, so this we can make super red because it's an asteroid and it's on fire. So we're gonna do that. Increase, red, increase like a bajillion. And we really, I mean, this is really one I would use an edge for, but we're gonna just go like this. I'm just gonna do the same thing with the highlight. You know, FaceTime from my mom. Sorry, Mom. Oh, we busy. Oh, we making something that looks cool. All right, we're gonna dumb this down. So it does look brighter. So we're gonna duplicate this edge again and then toss this on top like that, which is nice. And then we're going to go to green, drag it down a little bit. I think that's fine. I actually just want to add an overlay layer of something like this, because it really would just, it would look like that. A little too much. Okay, there. I think this is what we got going on. Asteroid, comet lighting, group together. Put the asteroid here. Let's take the comet lighting a little bit. Just toss it a little bit up into the back. Hello, Alex, from my mother's account. I want you to watch something called Halloween Stomp. Hello, brother. Okay, so we got that. The asteroid, I think, needs to be blurred a little bit more, to be honest. So let's add this back. Blur gallery. Jack, good night. Go to bed. Because your Uncle Brad says so. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's set that to overlay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that looks nice. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, let's just add one more thing then. Color balance to add a bunch of red and yellow. Only to this asteroid, though. Like that. There, I think that looks baller. Sweet, okay, we did it. Let's make a new layer, combine everything together, convert it to a smart object. Filter, camera raw. Let's do some final tweaks. So let's boost up the highlights a little bit. Boost the shadows. So what happens if I dehaze it a bunch but then add a ton of clarity? It looks terrible. Or if I boost the saturation. Oh, oh yeah. That looks cool. Contrast a little bit. Sweet. Let's do some color grading, but let's just color grade everything on a global scale to yellow like that. Optics. Distort. No, let's not distort. Let's add a vignette though. Yeah, a little bit of vignette effects. Add a little bit of a grain and some more vignette. Perfect. All right, now we're done, I think. I mean, I'm probably going to duplicate this color lookup and put it on top like this. Perfect. What do you guys think? Think we're good? 15 minutes over, we figured it out. I think that's pretty solid. So let's just add like another color adjustment here and just like, you know, really blow out the color on this. Ugh, it looks terrible. All right, cool. Well, yeah, thought about it. You want me to give this an iris blur? Is that what you want, Jordan? Let me do one of these. Something like this. So it pulls focus in. Yeah, but I need a blur field to do a field blur. If I go to filter, blur gallery, field blur. Like where I honestly haven't used field blur a lot. So like I don't know how to use this. Yeah, I can click different points and then oh, I guess I can do no blur. There's some blur here. See, now it's just like super broken. Oh, under camera raw, you want me to do a field blur. Okay, camera raw. Oh, underneath the camera raw. Got it. We can do that. That's fine. Okay. Where do you want me to put the field blur? I don't think I've ever used field blur, to be honest. I understand what you're saying now. So what do you want me to blur? You want me to blur like the edges or what? What do you want me to, how do you want me to blur this? How would you use a field blur on this? Would you blur this back here? Is that what you're saying? But then have field blurs here that are nothing? That's why it breaks. Oh, okay. You would do it in very specific spots. Okay. Just gonna do like this. Yeah, I mean, I was going to give it an iris blur, which would have done the same thing, sort of. Okay. How about that? Is that good? Then we put it underneath here. So I can add a blur here and make this a 0. I can add a blur here and make this 0. Add a blur here and make it 5. There. We'll do this. Jordan, we're not here to talk about how cool Garrett is in the Rams. We're here to talk about the Browns. All right, cool. Well, we're done. Thank you guys for joining me today. I've got to go. I've got some edits I need to make to some banners for a client. So you guys have a lovely Tuesday. I'm glad you guys were quick to select to spend your time with me. I'm going to hit this action, save this out as a ping, throw it on the Instagram, and see if Myles Garrett likes it for me. So you guys have a lovely rest of your evening, and I will see you guys next week.